Hello, everybody. Welcome to Nintendo Power Block here on Bossman Games. I'm your host, the Atlanta Excited Eddie B. Joining me is the one, the only Bossman himself, Mr. Corey Deary. Hello, good sir.
Hello. It is good to be here.
It really is, cuz, Corey, we got hit with a Nintendo Direct. And Iron Number Players kind of got just thrown to the side.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of thought it would be next week, but it's here now. So we're talking about it at 11:35 on a Thursday night.
Yes, we have 29 games to mention, I should say, before we give our final feelings about the show.
Yeah, so before we get started, I just want to let everybody know what's going on with Power Block right now. Obviously, we're recording this on Thursday. We're going to get it up sometime Friday morning. So, if you're listening to this on Friday, hello. And then we are delaying an expansion pass until Wednesday for patrons. I know it usually goes up on Sundays, but we're putting it out on Wednesday for patrons because our schedules got kind of switched around and messed up. So what we'll do is Friday. What's Friday? Friday the 15th, September 15th, you'll get this. So you're already listening to this. And then we're going to record a normal episode on Monday, which will be, the 18th?
Mm-hmm.
And then we'll put it out on the 19th like we normally do. And then Wednesday for patrons will be Expansion Pass. And then it'll go up at the normal time for free feeds. So that's kind of what we're doing here. Just to let everybody know what the schedule is going to look like because of this surprise direct.
Yes. So Corey, we were texting like throughout the direct.
Yeah. And also before you say that, this also counts as this direct recap show because
Yes. The Nintendo Power Block Direct Recap Show.
Yeah. So,
our crossover episode? Question mark?
Well, maybe we should just make this a direct recap show because we're going to record on Monday anyway. So, well, I don't know.
Everybody, welcome to Nintendo Power Block Direct Recap Show. 2 stones.
Whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
It'll show up in the direct recap playlist on YouTube. So, yeah. Sorry, I was like halfway in bed because Ed got delayed. I thought we were gonna have to record it on a different day. I'm just really tired.
I'm sorry. It's my work schedule, everybody. I'm sorry. It literally just went cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, and I'm like
for Cocoa Puffs.
I know I am, but yeah, my schedule just got turned upside down, and yeah. So, but Corey, like I said, we were texting during the direct, and I know we got thoughts on some games, but I gotta say before we start, I think it's official that GameCube games is not coming to Switch Online because they're getting remastered and sold on Switch.
Yeah, I mean that was our prediction a while ago, right? Though, so I am kind of shocked they didn't have any like expansion pack kind of updates or anything. I guess the Splatoon stuff and the Mario Kart stuff, but I thought we were going to get another system.
I think because of the Excitebike 64 and then the NES games that came out, like those announcements last week, I guess they just got that out of the way so it wouldn't be in the direct and they could just keep moving.
Yeah.
On it. So.
Yeah. So.
Well, Corey, how should we start this? You want to go in order that the show was presented?
Yeah, I mean, should we just do our general impressions first?
Yeah, we can. We can
and then we'll go kind of game by game and spend time on the ones that are important and ones that are not, I guess.
Yes. I love this direct. It does. I will say this: it doesn't have my hold on. It didn't have any of that, so it didn't have any big hype moments. But I love the fact that I'm outside of the flow of it, that they really got some great games coming, like this year, and definitely for 2024. So it kind of seems like Nintendo is planning the Switch to go further. So we may not even get an announcement past summer, because Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon, or Luigi's Mansion 2 HD, like that's the first party game for the summer. So if that's 2024, then that means that Switch is still here to stick around. But it is possible that we could get an announcement that September, almost the same time around when the Switch was originally announced. So they may be waiting for a fall announcement for the next system.
Yeah, I mean, I had heard for almost 2 years now that the system would come out in March of 2025. That's what I have always heard from people that I've talked to. Now, I know leakers and people are saying it might come out in the fall of 2024, which I wouldn't mind, but some of these game releases kind of say that they're gonna try to push the Switch as far as they can before they do that. But with that said, I think the lineup they showed here definitely shows that the Switch is on its way out, in my opinion. A lot of remakes, a lot of updated versions of games, a lot of smaller games. I mean, I know a lot of people are excited for Mario RPG and Paper Mario and some of these other things. I know some people are they want to do that another Code collection. Like there's a lot of good stuff in here, but nothing is like the AAA tentpole banger, right? Everything seems like a port or a remake. I think the biggest quote unquote new game they showed was Prince of Persia, to be honest.
Well, the Unicorn Overlord, because Atlas and Vanillaware, like the last
but that's not a tentpole game.
I mean, it's not, but it's a surprising thing that Vanillaware and Atlas got together to bring out a RPG. I mean, because the last time Vanillaware has made a game for Nintendo directly was that Wii game they did, and I own it, and I cannot think of
the Demon Blade,
the Demon Blade. Yeah, Miramasa, the Demon Blade. Like that was the last time that Vanillaware straight made something for Nintendo. I think. Well, no, Code Rain was it? Not Code Rain. There was a different one, but like nothing has been made strictly from Vanillaware for Nintendo since that last game, and it's surprising that I was able to even know that it was Vanillaware because of their graphical style. So to see like, hold on, wait. I'm like, wait a minute, Atlas and Vanillaware. So I'm like, is Sega publishing this?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that game, I know people will play it and stuff, but it didn't really look that interesting to me. It looked like a rip-off version of Fire Emblem. I thought at first they were announcing a new Fire Emblem or like a remake Fire Emblem. I was like, let's see what this is. And then it ended up being that. I'm like, nah.
No, I think after Engage, I wonder if Kobe Tecmo's getting it back for Switch 2.
Man, I hope so, because that last one was so interesting. We'll say. Because I wonder, I'm like, what does Intelligent System do now? Because they do the Paper Mario games too. So they did Origami King. So, and then they did Color Splash and the last 3DS Fire Emblem game that came out. So what was that? Echoes, Shadows of Valencia. So
yeah,
that's what they did.
and
Sorry, my voice feels like it's like really hoarse. Like really groggy sounding.
Another podcasting today.
Dude, there's a lot of podcasting all week. Oh man, plus a lot of meetings at work this week too. So,
yeah, something that came to a series finale from one of your work podcasts.
Yeah,
it's like, oh, okay.
Yeah, it was a great season finale for that podcast. So,
nice.
But we should probably talk about these games because there's a lot, man.
Well, before we talk, what is your impression, Corey? Because I didn't get yours.
Oh, it was okay. It was more of a downer, not a downer for me, but there wasn't anything for me to be excited for. The Mario Direct was like better than this one for me, So it's not that I'm not excited to play Mario RPG. I actually think the Princess Peach game looks pretty cool.
That looks really good.
Yeah, I think the outfit changing thing looks really cool. I think you can get really creative with that. There was sword fighting, and I think there was like a pirate themed one, or maybe it was the same thing. I don't know. I also am excited to play Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon, or Luigi's Mansion 2 HD, because I never finished it on 3DS because I don't know. I don't know why I didn't finish it. But it was, I'm excited to play that. So, I mean, there's stuff I'm excited for. I just was like, meh, this, meh. It was fine. It wasn't bad. It wasn't amazing. Is my hot take. Okay. Oh, I'm also excited to play Paper Mario. I had it, but I never really played it because I didn't really care for the first one. But I'm excited to try it out. I'm excited to play it. See what all the hubbub is about.
It's the writing. The writing's just so good and funny. And everything.
Yeah. Also surprising was the Tomb Raider trilogy HD.
We will discuss when we get there because I have thoughts.
Man, this isn't even like the middle trilogy. This is the OG trilogy, right? This isn't even Anniversary, Legend, and Underworld. This is like PS1.
When we get there, we will discuss because I have thoughts.
Yeah,
I have thoughts.
Oh man,
thoughts and hot takes, I should say.
I don't think there's anything hot about these takes about that game.
We'll get there.
Except for the 13-year-old me looking at Maxim when she was on the cover.
Oh my goodness, that is right.
Oh man,
everything. But I had EGM. Where how they do the picture of a picture. I forgot what that name is, and they take
picture
all
in
these.
Picture?
It's like they take screenshots of all of her in different things to make different colors.
Like a picture collage that like makes an image of her.
Yeah.
And
they had that at EGM. They did that. I'm just like, okay, yeah. Speaking about Lara Croft on covers, which was weird that this one said, like, if you look at the trailer, it said Tomb Raider 1-3 remastered featuring Lara Croft. I'm like, she's been in all the games. There's never been anybody else.
That's what they always used to do, though, right? I mean, it was Tomb Raider 2 starring Lara Croft and Tomb Raider 3 featuring Lara. Like, they always did that on the PS1 games. I don't understand. Wow. I mean, it got to the point where, like, Tomb Raider Legend, they used the same font as the movie, right, when the movie was coming out, and they called it, or maybe it was Angel of Darkness. They said Lara Croft, Tomb Raider. So,
Angel of Darkness, oof, that's a game.
I didn't think it was that bad, but also that was a long time ago, so I don't.
Plus, I never played it. It was just the reviews I used to see in EGM.
I would have even taken the Tomb Raider Legend trilogy of games over these, I think, but we'll get there, I guess.
Yeah. Yes. So it started the show with Splatoon 3. They finally announced their Wave 2 DLC called Side Order. It's kind of a new campaign in it. Great soundtrack. The music was like so much goodness. I didn't get to talk to Grayson about it, but it's going to be dropping spring 2024, so you guys can check that out. I know they hinted it back in, I think, the February Direct. They hinted it at, and so they gave us an update about that. And then after that, they showed off Mario vs. Donkey Kong, which is dropping February 16th of 2024. And this is a remake of the very first Mario vs. Donkey Kong with some additional gameplay elements. You have 2-player co-op locally, and I was telling you, Corey, I was just like, yeah, my mom's gonna love this. She's going to love this. She loves the Mario vs. Donkey Kong games.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I do too. I'm excited for the Mario vs. Donkey Kong. I think that game is awesome. So is this a remake of the first one, or is this just a new?
It's a remake of the first one.
Yeah, I couldn't really tell. I was like, I couldn't tell. I was just like, new Mario vs. Donkey Kong, and then they just titled it Mario vs. Donkey Kong. I'm like, oh, that's very un-Nintendo to.
Yeah, it was kind of like, because I was listening to the narrator talk about it, and he was like, the remake of the first Mario, the original Mario vs. Donkey Kong. So I'm just like, okay, so they're talking about the DS game that came out.
Okay, I just I was watching it at work while I was editing some stuff, so I had the volume down low. So I must have just missed it.
Yeah, I mean, it looks, like you said, it looks good. It kind of like reminded me. I'm like, man, part of this makes me think of Donkey Kong 3. I'm like, wow, on the NES.
Yeah, I almost would have. I kind of thought about this the other day. I'm like, man, it would be really cool if we got a Donkey Kong Country remake, but in like the Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze style.
Oh, I need that so bad.
Yeah.
I never. Right now, I agree with you. I think Nintendo can remake that like retro, and I have a feeling they are for some unknown reason. Because you'll speak it, Corey, and somehow it'll come into existence in a way.
Yeah, maybe.
I have a feeling. Prince of Persia: The Lost Crowns dropping January 18th, 2024.
That game looks awesome. That game looks incredible.
It does.
Even the Switch footage they showed today. I mean, I know Ubisoft usually does pretty good with Switch ports, but I mean, you see it running at like 120 frames a second on Xbox Series X and PlayStation 5, and like you kind of wonder how it's going to run on Switch, just because you always wonder that with third-party games, right? And what they showed today was pretty good. I think it might run at 60. I bet it runs at 60.
It looks like it, because I mean the game is very detailed and it's fast. Like, it doesn't look like it's pushing the power or anything. I mean, it definitely has that Metroid Dread kind of feel to it, but it works so well because this is more of a action adventure title, but more heavy on the action, it seems.
Yeah, I wonder if this game will do what Metroid Dread did, which is everything in the foreground runs at 60 and the background runs at 20 to 30, right? Just to save some and conserve some power for the action and stuff, because it looks obviously very action heavy. The sword fighting looks awesome. I think the bow stuff looks cool. The traversal looks, I mean, it's Metroid Dread to a T almost. If I was if I was dumber, I would think that Mercury Steam made this game. It looked, like it really does look like that. So I hope it's good. It looks good. It looks cool.
And it looks fluid. I think because of the frame rate. I'm just like, yeah. I mean, it to me, it's kind of like not a big AAA game, but it is a AAA game for me that is a must have in January.
Yeah, I'm excited to play that one for sure. Although with all these other games coming out, I might need to I'm gonna have to think about how to pursue playing all these games, mostly monetarily.
Yeah, I mean, well, besides taking 8 for me for 2024, yeah, I kind of got to figure out how I'm gonna do my Switch stuff. Horizon Chase 2 was released today by Epic Games. This is kind of like a arcade action racing game where you're drifting around. It dropped today. Super Crazy Rhythm Castle is a Konami game dropping November 14th. It's a mini game where you be, playing games and dancing the beats from Dance Dance Revolution and other Konami games and stuff. I kind of was just like, this is what Google Translate this and just call it a day, because I'm like, this title is we'll get to one title that was just the most wackiest thing of today. But
I think I know which one you're talking about. The trombone champ.
Yes,
I thought we would get when that came up. I thought it was Wii Music too, and I was like, "What are you doing? Why would you do this again?"
Exactly, and the reason I agree with you. The reason why I thought that is I was looking at the character because they look like me's. I'm like,
yeah,
what is this nightmare?
So this game, yeah, I'll talk about it when we get there.
Okay. Anything about Horizon or Super Crazy, Corey?
Horizon kind of reminds me of a Better's Cruisin' USA. I think it looks cool, but I bet it's just like mediocre, and I'll be like, I'll play it for 5 minutes. This is fun, and then put it away and never play it again.
Oh no.
That's what it looks like. It looks like a fun arcade racer that I would play for 10 minutes and be like, because that's what I did with Cruisin' Blast. I played it for like maybe a half hour, and I was like, man, this is so fun. And then I never played it again because I'm like, I got Mario Kart, I got Team Sonic Racing, I got Crash Team Racing. Like, there's other racing games. But the music, I don't care. I don't care about the other one. I already forgot the title 3 times, and I just watched it because I have the direct up on my other screen. I just Super watched it, and I already forgot it, and then you said it, and I forgot it.
Okay. Well, we got Spy Anya Operation Memories. This is from the anime Spy Family, which is really good. It's a really good, funny anime. And you play as Anya, this adopted daughter who is kind of going to school, and she's going to be doing like mini games to make people happy and stuff. And if you know the anime, you might actually end up liking this game. It's really kid-friendly focus by Bandai Namco. So I would have to look more into it. They showed a little bit more Super Mario RPG coming out November 17th. Just giving some updates of some gameplay ideas that are returning to the game and some brand new ones.
It looks good. I'm shocked that there are not amiibo for this. I am shocked. Like, what's his name? Malo? Like, I'm shocked there's not a Malo or Gino amiibo. I'm shocked. So I don't have anything else to say. I'm shocked.
Another Code Recollection. This is a game that used to be on the DS, formerly known as Trace Memories. It has kind of been remade for the Switch, and the second game that came out in the series never came to America. It only came up to Europe and stuff. I remember Trace Memories. Once I seen the character, I'm like, oh, I don't remember this game. But when they gave it a different name, I was just like, oh, I wonder why they changed it, because I think they changed it because the second game got a different name. It wasn't known as Trace Memories for the second game. It was just another the other title, or the current title now. Another code, yeah. So, but yes, jumping. That's releasing January 19. I believe they took out the the stylus stuff, so I think you'll be able to walk around in 3D and solve puzzles like almost a normal game.
Yeah.
Princess Peach Showtime is dropping March 24th of 2024. I love this game. I love the box art, how it looks. I know it's going to be catered to a lot of girls. The cosplay, I think, is going to be off the hinges. I think a lot of people are going to cosplay as Peach, but in these outfits and stuff. I like the detective outfit. I'm just like, oh, that looks good on her. All right, Princess Peach.
Yeah, it looks really good. I'm really excited to check it out for sure.
Yes.
I think the stage show stuff looks really interesting. It kind of reminds me of what was that PS3 game? Puppeteer a little bit. It kind of reminds me of that a little bit. I really like the stage show stuff. I like how the gameplay will change probably based on which outfits you have on. And I don't know, man, it's really exciting. I actually I think this is going to be the surprise. Like, you know how Nintendo puts games out and they put one out that everybody's kind of like, man, that whatever. And then everybody's like, oh man, this is like an amazing game. I think this might be a dark horse for one of those types of games. You know, like 20 years from now, when whatever Nintendo puts out, somebody's going to be like, I wish they would remake that Peach game. And then,
I need to go find it online. Why is this game $259 plus?
I mean, it's a prime example of that type of game.
Exactly. Saga Emerald Beyond is a new game from the Saga series. It's coming out in 2024. You guys can go watch the trailer about that, because the Saga series. Yeah, I'm gonna leave that one alone.
The only good Saga game is Saga Frontier, the first one. In my opinion. I like that game. I like the first one.
I can't. Tomb Raider 1 3 original remaster. Okay, so here's my hot take, my opinion. I think they're gonna they already remastered 1 to 3. I know we got those like indie games, the Diagonal Go or phone games looking one. I think they're gonna do the ones that came out like for Xbox, the original Xbox ones. Like I think with Tomb Raider Legends and stuff like that. They may do the Wii one and stuff. I think they're gonna remaster all her old games, and then when Nintendo's next system come out, they're gonna put 1 to 3, the trilogy, out for the reboot. I think that's what's gonna happen.
Yeah, well, I mean, it depends on what Embracer. Well, I guess Tomb Raider's Amazon now, right? So, yeah, I don't know. I don't think Amazon is smart enough to know how to develop games, let alone re-release anything. So I don't know, man. Maybe they will. I would just really like a new Tomb Raider game, any shape or form. But these are not the ones. And like I said earlier, like I would have taken the the Tomb Raider Legend trilogy over this. Just because, like, especially if they keep those the tank controls, like
that was the thing about it. I wonder. I'm like, how are they going to do the controls? Because
they have to have changed the controls, right? I mean,
they have to.
Man, if they don't, man, there's some they messed up.
Like, I could get the game.
It looks nice. Like, I mean, Lara's character model looks nice. I think.
Yes.
You know, I mean, the environments kind of look like a PS2 game. The T-Rex in the game looks terrible, but I mean, you know, whatever.
I mean, they didn't put too much effort in it, but the controls is the top priority that needs to be fixed.
Yeah, I mean, I don't. If it's just like a remaster like this, and I don't mind it, but like, man, the controls, man, the PS1 controls were terrible. Remember how you would like run and you couldn't like stop mid animation, and then you would have to like press back to like jump back to get where you wanted to be, right? And then you had to like use the shoulder buttons to turn the character to get, and like if you were just like a millimeter off, like you jumped and you fell, you were dead.
Yeah.
So.
Just yeah. Detective Pikachu Detective Pikachu Returns is coming October 6th. Okay, let's get into Trombone Champ, because that also released.
I have a comment about Detective Pikachu real quick.
Okay, go ahead.
Did the first one not end up with him finding his dad?
I don't know.
I mean,
I never played it on 3DS.
I didn't play it, but I know that's the plot of the movie, and I know that's the plot of the first game. But in this one, they're still looking for his dad. I just assumed the first one they found him, and then now they're on a new mystery. But it's the same plot. What are you doing?
I guess they didn't find. I know in the movie. Can I spoil it, or I don't know?
Dude, the movie's like 6 or 7 years old at this point. If you haven't seen it, it's on every streaming service. We're spoiling it, so sorry, not sorry.
Well, it doesn't feel like this. What is it? Ryan Reynolds is the boy's dad in the movie.
Yeah,
at the end.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
so
pretty predictable though, to be honest. But the Pikachu still exists. Just a regular Pikachu now, though.
Yes. So Trombone Champ is released today. It's a musical game where you have to kind of match your trombone to the arrows or the notes and stuff that come along your array. You could use your remote like a trombone. Not remote, goodness. Your Joy-Con as almost like a trombone, or you could use the pointer and move it up and down up to 4 friends. This I love how the narrator said the controls are intriguing.
I mean, even the narrator knew this game was bad. Which is it's the point, right? It's like the Octodad thing. It's like that Baby Steps game that was announced at the State of Play today, right? Like it's one of those.
That.
Yeah, well, no, you don't. Here's catching you up. They showed off Helldivers, which releases in February, right alongside Final Fantasy and Destiny and I'm sure 100 other games. They showed off Spider-Man some more. They showed off some indies, and they showed off Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. There you go.
And that was it for 20 minutes?
Yeah, it was. No, I mean, there was a couple other indies, but there was nothing like major. I guess there was some third-party stuff there, but nothing like that we haven't seen before, you know?
Okay, I'll catch up.
Let me scroll down. You shush. You made me stay up for this, so you get to shush. I'm just kidding. I just like to mess with you. The Separate Ways DLC for Resident Evil 4 was also announced here. New controllers, new metallic controllers, red, blue, and silver. New PlayStation shells to match the controllers. So, sorry guys, I know this is a Nintendo podcast, but I know a lot of people have PlayStation, so we're just running this down. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, and the first two characters they show are Zack and Aerith. I'm like, oh, okay. Tales of Arise is getting DLC 2.5 years after the game came out.
Yeah,
it's interesting. Helldivers 2. I think Helldivers 2 looks cool. It's just coming out at a really bad time. They showed more of the Avatar game that's coming out.
Yeah, I was taking a look at Game Informer, and they had like about 6 or 7 stories. So I'm like, wait a minute, is that all?
Oh, they announced a PSVR 2 game today. The Ghostbusters one. That's already out on all their platforms for like a year.
Oh.
Anyways, that's what was announced at the State of Play.
Okay. I mean, I'll still watch it to catch up to see what fun it was, or just to see at least some new footage and everything. But I know some people. We'll talk about that later. Battle Crush. It's a 4-player melee game. Wartale is like 4-player medieval, where you're like rescuing townspeople and you're fighting to stay alive. It's a strategy RPG in a sense.
It kind of looks more like Diablo, actually, but like worse.
Yes. Now, I don't know why I would never thought this would happen, but it did, and I kind of feel like this is the highlight of the show for me. And you know where I'm about to go with Contra Operation Galaga coming next year. It's a 2D reimagine, I should say, of the first Contra. And when I heard that it was WayForward and Konami, I'm like, wait, what? How did I not know this?
Yeah, but I mean, WayForward's the team that you would put on something like that, though, right?
Well, they did Contra 4 for the DS.
Yeah, I know. So that's what I'm saying is like the Contras or WayForward's the right team for this.
Yes. So I'm like,
we should get them back on to talk about the Contra at some point.
Oh yes. Oh, and they're in the other game. Yeah. They're is this Surfer game?
I don't remember. I know a lot of their games are on sale right now. But.
Yeah. So I mean, and I'm not worried about the graphics or anything. Like, I think it's pure 2D action. It's 4 players. I'm definitely buying it. I was just shocked that Konami would work once again with WayForward to make this game, because Konami is working with a lot of indie developers and like third-party developers to make games for them. So, which is surprising. No one, not even in the State of Play, they talked about Metal Gear Solid Collection, and I think for Nintendo with the Metal Gear one, I think it's because of the Direct in the summer, at the end of June. They were just like, okay, we don't really have to say much. It's come to our system. It'll be out in June. I mean, in October. So
yeah.
So we mentioned Unicorn Overlord coming March 8th. This is Vanillaware and Atlas. This is a strategic tactical RPG. Looks really good. With it, Luigi's Mansion 2 HD, like we mentioned, is coming in summer 2024. I'm excited to play this again because, just like you, Corey, I never beat it on 3DS, and the reason why I never beat it on 3DS is because other great games were coming out, and I was jumping around. With my 3DS, I jumped around a lot, but I'm like, there was a lot of games that I did buy and play on that system.
Yeah. And this, I mean, graphically, the game looks really good too. Like the environments look really great. I mean, I don't think Luigi looks as good as he did in Luigi's Mansion. Maybe I'm just remembering it wrong, but I think the game looks great. I mean, you know this. Luigi's Mansion is like one of my favorite franchises, and I love the first one, and I just didn't care for like the 3DS kind of handheld stuff, and then Luigi's Mansion 3 got stuck in the year of amazing games all in a row, right? So I didn't finish that either. So maybe man, the fact that the first game is not on here yet bothers me. I bet it comes next year, man.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I bet
it comes next October. Right.
But I feel like it would drop in the summer too.
I'm kind of shocked they didn't package them together.
Yeah.
Since that seems to be what they're doing with a lot of the GameCube stuff, right? Like 1 and 2, and and I'm also, another side tangent, I'm shocked we didn't get a Metroid 2 and Metroid Prime 2 and 3 HD remaster.
Okay, so I'm thinking they're saving that one.
But they have to put it out before 4, right?
Yes, they would have to get it out by 4. So I think that I know we talked about the Game Awards. I know Nintendo still has one more direct, which would be like in the wintertime.
Well, will they? Because we say that every year, and like sometimes they wait until like January or February.
Well,
and we already know a lot of the stuff that's coming in Q1.
Yes, well, I think they would drop something in February. I think next year they'll probably drop something in February because they'll be quiet for a bit before March happens. So I just, it's very weird because they did say, yes, we are focusing on games that's coming in the winter. And so that's for like the rest of this year in January and February. Part of March, because that's their spring quarter in a sense. I just have a feeling like, I know we'll get an indie direct, but I'm like, will Nintendo literally just end on this last direct without, and then let us get something in like February? It just feels weird in a sense.
I mean, I never know, man. Like you just can't know with Nintendo. Sometimes you think you know, and then they'll do another thing and then just be like, just kidding. So
because I know we got Wonder in October. We got RPG in November. I don't know. We got that Nintendo game in December. Mario vs. Donkey Kong is in February, 2 days after. 2 days after Valentine's Day. Splatoon 3 is in the spring. Princess Peach is in March. Detective Pikachu is in October. So I'm like, what are they dropping in like December? I'm like, could there be a hidden game? Could it be Metroid Prime 2 and 3? And if it is that the Game Award? Is that Game Awards worthiness?
I don't know, man. I guess
unless Microsoft go really heavy for Game Awards, I would be surprised with that.
Well, Microsoft always goes pretty heavy at the Game Awards. So
yeah, hope they do.
I'm guessing that. Man, I don't know. I'm guessing that Nintendo will have maybe 2 more directs. This is what I'm thinking now. So if they want to release the new console next fall, they're going to have a Nintendo Direct in the summer. I bet that it gets announced. I bet there's a special Nintendo Direct or like a special announcement or something video that they put out, or maybe they just put out a video randomly in the morning, right, of like the new console and everybody freaks out. But I'm not sold the new console's coming out next year now. You know, and we can save that for another show and another topic, but
Yeah.
I'm really not convinced that console's coming out next year. I think they're showing it. I think obviously developers have dev kits, but you know how long games take to develop now, right? I'm just not convinced. Just not convinced it's coming next year.
And the way that Unity is,
oh god, that's a real topic for another show.
That's expansion pass. Oh boy, what that man was thinking of doing. So they mentioned the Nintendo Museum is going to be opening in March 2024. They said production is going swell. They showed off the Zelda and Ganon amiibo, which is dropping November 3rd. Noah and Mia for Xenoblade Chronicles 2 is going to be a 2-pack. That's coming January 19th of next year. And then they finally showed off the Sora amiibo for Super Smash Bros. Ultimate that will be released in 2024. People have already did their pre-orders.
The Sora one's not up for pre-order yet, but the other ones are definitely sold out.
Yeah. I didn't know they were going to go. Yeah, but I didn't know they were going to go live. So I didn't even try to pre-order and stuff. I didn't try to do anything like that. F-Zero 99 is a battle royale game where you're now playing the Super Nintendo version of F-Zero, but with 98 other players. There's some new abilities and stuff, and you got to race hard to become number one. And by reading people's social medias and their posts and everything, they said it's a lot of fun. A lot of people have been having a lot of fun with it, enjoying it.
Not the way I expected F-Zero to come back, though.
Did not. Literally, seen it, got hyped, and when they zoom in, I thought they was going to zoom out, and it was going to be like a modern F-Zero, like a new game.
I actually thought it was going to be a remake of some sort, or when they zoomed in, I thought it was going to be some sort of remake of the Super Nintendo version.
Mm-hmm.
I thought they were gonna I don't know, do a cool transition, but they just did this instead.
And I didn't really see any upset about it. But people just okay, we'll give it a try. Bandotale and Saga Nunu are both League of Legends games. Saga Nunu is a 3D action adventure platformer game coming November 1st, and Bandotale is kind of like a Sims farming game. It looks like that's coming next year. So those are part of the League of Legends games. They showed a little bit more of WarioWare Move It, which is dropping November 3rd. Game looks really funny. I'm definitely gonna pick it up and play it and see how fun it is. Iwiden Chronicles is 100 Heroes is dropping April 23rd, 2024. Now this is funny as an announcement, and the reason why I say this one is funny is because this game was not supposed to come to Nintendo Switch. This game was
really
it was highly marketed on Xbox.
Well, it's because it's coming to Game Pass.
Well, yes, but because of the Kickstarter, with them making more money on Kickstarter, it was able to get to the point where they could make the Switch version.
See, this game strikes me as I'm watching the trailer right now. This game strikes me as a Switch first game, to be honest. Even though I know they have this genre has a real history with PlayStation and Xbox has it on Game Pass, but
yeah, it's from the creators of Suikoden from Konami.
Yeah.
So, and plus they got
they'll launch the HD versions of 1 and 2 the week before this.
Well, yeah, because that Suikoden 1 and 2 did get delayed.
Yeah, I know.
So,
yeah.
Eastward Octopia DLC is coming out holiday 2023. You have the ton of Octopia recover, so you're like doing errands, helping build places in the town, farming, stuff like that. And if you don't own Eastward, you can still buy this DLC as standalone.
Yeah.
Wargroove 2 is going to be a console exclusive coming October 5th for Nintendo Switch. This time they're going to have pirates, so you can fight now on the land, the sea, and the air.
Pirates. Where's my pirate Fire Emblem?
We're still waiting for that. I wonder if Koei Tecmo is working on that one.
I hope so.
So,
man, that was rumored for so long. That rumor's been around since before the Switch, though, like a pirate Fire Emblem. It was around for like the 3DS. Because we thought Fire Emblem Fates was going to be the pirate one.
Yeah.
And then it wasn't. I mean, I don't think we were podcasting together yet for Fire Emblem Fates, but like, I mean, I remember talking in the Nintendo group we were in about it.
When was Fates?
It was like 2015. It might have. I mean, it could have been right when we started. I don't remember.
Yeah.
Dude, we've been doing this for so long. I don't remember. I barely remember what we talked about last week.
You got the post up for last week's episode.
What?
I said you got the post up for last week's episode.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
I'm tired, man.
Dave the Diver is going to be a first console time exclusive, so it's going to release first on Nintendo Switch and then come to other consoles. The demo is out. That drops October 26th. Mario Kart 8 DLC Final Wave is going to be this holiday. So you guys can see the new track and the new characters. Diddy Kong is going to be in the game. Peachette is going to be in the game.
What a dumb character. Out of all the characters you could have picked, you picked Peachette. Come on.
Princess Peachette. I'm like, where did she come from? Who is she?
Well, Peachette was when you put the crown on Princess Peach and which one? One of the games where Toad and Toadette are playable characters. I forget which one that is. Is it New Super Mario Brothers U Deluxe? I don't remember. I don't remember. It was a 2D Mario game.
Among Us is bringing a new map called the Fungal coming in October this year, and then they ended the show with Paper Mario: The Thousand-Year Door, which will be dropping next year.
Yeah, Paper Mario is like the perfect art style to show off, like to hide the Switch's lack of power, right? And I'm not saying that in like a derogatory way. I just think like that's a game that looks amazing on the Switch, right? I mean, Origami King looked amazing, and so when you put that style on the Switch, it looks great, especially on like an OLED screen. Like,
yes,
great. I'm excited to play it. Like I said, I never played it. I actually just sold my GameCube copy for like $150. Well, I didn't have. I'm trying to like curate my collection, and that game has no importance to me, so I got rid of it. I also sold I had a complete inbox N64 version of the Paper Mario also that I got rid of. But I just I don't know. I mean, like, the N64 one is on Switch now, and now the GameCube one, so I don't really care now, right? I just whatever. I mean, it's the same reason. Go ahead. You go ahead.
No, I think it's just because it's GameCube, and GameCube means so much to me.
Well, yeah, the console means a lot to me, but like certain games don't mean a lot to me. I mean, I actually almost got rid of my Metroid Prime GameCube version because Metroid Prime Remastered came out.
No, that you cannot get rid of.
I didn't, but I thought about it.
So I think the thing with me is that it was my first Nintendo console that I literally purchased on my own because I actually had a job. So, stepping into that reality of buying video games is starting it with GameCube. It's just like, well, I mean, Dreamcast is part of it also, but GameCube means so. I mean, Nintendo means so much for me in general, but the GameCube means so much to me with all the games that I got to play on it, all the experiences with that console, definitely with the memory cards and the playing stuff with the controller. And taking it over to my friend's house and doing like Mario Kart 8, Mario Kart Double Dash, and just it just resonated so well with me as a gamer, definitely with the GBA adapter for it. And so it's just like the GameCube still to this very day means a lot because it was my first Nintendo console that I purchased.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I love the GameCube too. I have so many fond memories, and I mean, yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So, but yeah, everybody, that's the Nintendo Direct.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm watching this again. There's not as much quote unquote bad stuff. In bad stuff, I mean stuff I don't care about, right? I mean, there's not really a lot there's a lot more here than I remember there being. So, I mean, I'm excited. Like I said, I'm excited for Luigi's Mansion 2. I'm excited for Princess Peach. I'm excited. I want to play Mario RPG and Paper Mario. I'm not as high on them as most people are, just because I've never played them, so I don't really, I think it's funny that like Bowser gets real big in this trailer. I'm watching the Paper Mario one now. Like, it's still funny. No Mario and Luigi collection though, or anything of that nature. A little surprised.
Yeah, I think I feel like they probably would have gone overboard with a lot of the Mario stuff.
There is a lot of Mario stuff, man. The only thing that they missed was like a Mario Party game. It's like,
because if you think about it, we got Super Mario Wonder, we got Princess Peach Showdown, we got the remaster of Luigi's Mansion 2 Dark Moon, we got Paper Mario Thousand Year Door, Super Mario RPG. Like, that's 5 kind of Mario titles right there alone.
Yeah, well, Mario sells, right? I mean, no Zelda stuff though. No HD Zeldas. That tells me though that those games are coming next year.
Yeah,
we're gonna get both HD Zelda games. We're gonna get both 2 and 3, Metroid Prime 2 and 3, and we're gonna get a bunch of GameCube remasters next year too, I feel. So
yeah,
it's my prediction for next year. Maybe we'll do that for like an expansion pass or something. Predictions for 2024.
Yeah,
sometime soon. But yeah, good times. Nintendo Directs.
Did we give it a grade? Should we grade it, Corey? Because I think, honestly, I would give this one like a B plus. Like I said, there was nothing too big hype, but it really was a good Direct, and they really have some great games coming.
There's a lot of variety too here. I mean, I would give it a B minus. I think Paper Mario Thousand Year Door was the big thing that they showed, right? Like, everybody wants that game, right? And they finally did it. So it's been, that game's been rumored for so long that it was in development. But I mean, yeah, there's a lot of great smaller titles or interesting titles, but no tentpole, right? But we already know what the tentpole games are this year, right? It's Mario, it's the Pokemon DLC. What just came out? What just came out for Switch? What was the big game that just came out? I mean, Pikmin 4, I think, was a... What was the big title that just came out, Edward? You're supposed to know this stuff.
Besides Sea of Stars?
Yeah, didn't something just come out for Switch?
Not yet.
I don't know. Maybe I'm just misremembering dates.
Yeah, because Sea of Stars was like the big one because that was a definitely people were saying they was getting that on Switch, and then Starfield dropped, but nothing after that really, because like Armored Core was also part of it and stuff.
Yeah.
But like nothing big. I know I just when I see the little montage thing of all the Nintendo first party, I was just like, oh, that is right. That Pikmin 1 to 2 physical collection is dropping next Friday.
Yeah. Oh, it was the Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. The first part of the DLC came out a couple days ago. And Solar Ash is out too. Yeah, maybe.
Did that drop?
Also Bat and Kados came out today. That was the one I was thinking of.
Yes, that's the one I need to get.
Yeah. Oh man, Nintendo Switch guys, still trucking. Oh, the Dragon Quest game is coming out this Switch. I didn't know that. That Infinity Strash game. That people really like the something. Anyways, I'm rambling now, Ed. Save me.
Well, everybody, Corey, do we need to do anything else for this episode, or you ready to like wrap it up?
No, so I've just decided that this is going to be a direct recap show. I don't care because our recording stuff got messed up because of scheduling, and then it got messed up again for scheduling, so we're just going to be on a normal schedule except for expansion passes getting delayed to Wednesday. That's what I've decided.
So, all right, everybody,
don't work on Monday or I will fight you.
I'm not.
Okay.
They can't have me work on Monday because that would make 7 days. And we now have a new policy where you can't work 7 days. You have to have a day off. So if anything happens, they cannot call me.
Okay.
So I love you. Well, with that, everybody, that's been our Nintendo Direct recap episode. You can also read my recap that I have on Botchfish.net. You can check out the games, the trailers, and more there. With that, everybody, have a great week, have a great weekend, and we'll see you next time for another Nintendo Direct recap whenever Nintendo delivers it, or they just give us a big announcement or something.
Dude, we're gonna wake up at like 3:00 in the morning to go pee, and they will have dropped a trailer for the new console in like mid-October, and we're just gonna have to podcast in the middle of the night.
Oh, you might as well just call me on the phone, be like, Ed, get on the mic. I'm like, what's going on? You'll find out.
Yeah.
And then the moment I see it, I'm like, everybody welcome to Nintendo Pop Live. Corey, let's get into it.
Yeah.
And stuff. So, all right, everybody. We will see you next time on Nintendo Direct.
Bye.
Bye.
Goodbye. Recap. Goodbye. Bye-bye now. See you later.
Goodbye, everybody.
Leave a review. Goodbye. If you want to be a Patreon producer, head on over to patreon.com/BossRushMedia, and find out which tier is right for you. Our Patreon producers at the $5 tier or higher for this month are Adriel Munger, Austin Campbell, Celeste Roberts, Christian S., Sana Dierig, Francisco Santillan, and Rebecca Jewell. Thank you for your continued support.